come here to love one another. We have come here to let our love grow. We are family, we're sisters and brothers, and we carry this love wherever we go. Try that with me. We have come here to love one another. We have come here to let our love grow. We are family, we're sisters and brothers, and we carry this love wherever we go. I said we carry this love. We carry this love wherever we go. We carry this love. We carry this love wherever we go. Yeah, we have come here to love one another. We have come here to let our love grow. We are family, we're sisters and brothers, and we carry this love wherever we go. Yeah, we carry this love. We carry this love wherever we go. We carry this love. We carry this love wherever we go.
Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Santa Rosa. I am Russ Laguerre. I'm your assistant minister, and I'm delighted to be here with you today. And can we give some more love to our incredible band? Let me start that again. The diversity in the human family should be the cause of love and harmony, as it is in music where many different notes blend together in making the perfect chord. And that was said by Abdul Baha, the son of Baha'u'llah, the founder of the Baha'i faith. And it tells me that oneness does not mean sameness, that I can experience oneness when my heart harmonizes with the infinite uniqueness that I get to see in the world. So whether you're in the room or you're watching online, please know you are very welcome here, where we recognize the oneness in each and every unique individual who walks through our doors and watches online. Now I invite you to read out loud with me our mission. The Center for Spiritual Living is a spiritual community that promotes global transformation through personal transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. We are motivated by a compelling global vision that inspires us to bring the gifts of compassion, integrity, and loving kindness to the world through our programs and teaching. Together, we are helping create a world that works for everyone. And we work towards our mission through our 5 spiritual practices. And would you please read those with me? Spiritual study, affirmative prayer, meditation, selfless service, spiritual circulation. I'd now like to extend a very warm welcome to our first-time visitors. First-time visitors, would you please stand as you're able or raise your hand? We would love to bring you a flower and a welcome packet as a token of gratitude for joining us today. And if you're watching online for the first time, please let us know in the chat. We're so glad that you're here. I know that somewhere between the music, the meditation, the prayer, the practices, and Dr. Edwards' message today, you will find exactly what you need for the next step of your spiritual unfoldment. So please know you are very welcome here. Now, please enjoy some music before our short time of silent contemplation and prayer.
and keeper of my spirit. Nothing can separate us. We are one. O lover of my soul and keeper of my spirit, nothing can separate us. We are one. We are one. Oh, we are one. And nothing can separate us. We are one. All nations on the earth, all life upon the planet, nothing can separate us. We are one. We are one. Oh, we are one. Nothing can separate us. We are one. We are one. Oh, we are one. Nothing can separate us. We are one.
Recognizing this one source, this one essence of pure being that indwells all expression. Each individuated life, all of creation, made of and from and by this one. This one right here, fully abiding, is the source of all that wraps itself around and infills all that there is, always. And so I recognize it as the very source of my life, the source of all that I am, all that I do. And I know this as the truth of each and every one here. This one presence, this divine essence is what we are. It is that light, that love beyond all human perception, beyond all human circumstance. It simply is. And it is this that is open and expressing and being received in each and every one this morning in this blessed service. It is the truth of our life, the truth of our world. And so I simply know this, and I accept this, and I surrender into that sweet divine embrace. And in great gratitude, I let go. I let this be, and so it is. Amen. Good morning. I'm Ruth Barnhart, a minister here at our center. Please join with me in reading this morning's affirmation. I celebrate the unity of all people in the unfolding of truth. And so it is.
Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, 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 hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey.
Oh, good morning. I feel quite wide awake now, even with the time change. I love it when I meet someone new and I discover in our conversation that, well, we share something in common. You know, we may be different in many, many other ways, yet that one point in common, that connection, it opens a path of connection between us, a path towards a greater closeness without us having to be the same. That's why instead of asking a new friend, hey, what do you do? I prefer to ask, hey, what are you passionate about? Can we turn the monitor on the stage down, please? I prefer to ask them, what are you passionate about? What are you interested in currently? Because the answer to that question tells me so much more about the person compared to what do you do. What are you passionate about? And I was thinking about that because last week we learned from Reverend Russ that the Baha'i faith is passionate about oneness and diversity and peace. And as I listened to that, I recognize that I have something in common with the Baha'i faith. I'm passionate about that too. Something resonated with me as I listened, and it was like recognizing an old friend. Yes, we're different, we do different things, but we share some passions. So it stirred my curiosity to learn more about the Baha'i faith, and I picked up this little booklet. It's called A Unifying Vision in Action, an Introduction to the Baha'i Faith. And don't you know, we have it right in our Stepping Stones bookstore. And I got to reading the section about the oneness of humanity, because that's our topic today, the oneness of humanity. And here is a quote from the founder, Baha'u'llah. The peoples of the world, whatever race or religion, derive their inspiration from one heavenly source and are the subjects of one heavenly source. I recognize something in that. You know, something I know from my own faith tradition. And then the booklet goes on to say, beyond all differences of race, culture, class, ethnicity, every person is a member of one glorious, diverse human family. I recognize something in that. Something is very familiar, and I resonate with the idea that every person belongs to one human family. And I recognize, and I do, I believe that we're all citizens of one planet, and we're all stewards of the one planet. And I also recognize that it raises a genuine question of how do we all belong to one human family and still remain so beautifully and sometimes distressfully different? Well, to me, I think of our bodies because, you know, your heart has a function, and that's a different function from your lung, right? But you need them both. And your hand doesn't refuse to help your foot, you know. That's not how it goes. All the parts belong to one system, as different as they are. That helps me. And then together, something greater than the individual parts comes into being. I like that. Or, you know, that other well-known image of the ocean and its waves, you know, often used to illustrate oneness and diversity, because each wave has its own shape and rises and falls in its own time. But if we pull back the camera and look at it from a distance, we view that, well, every wave is made up of the same water, and it moves with the same tide, and it's part of the same whole. And if that doesn't work for you, my favorite illustration of oneness and diversity is, well, you know, a band of musicians, or, you know, this symphony orchestra, because all of the different instruments, they make something bigger happen. A larger expression of music. 2 years ago, I was in Berlin, in Germany, and I visited the symphony, and it was just good fortune that the orchestra was performing Daphne and Chloe by Maurice Ravel, which is quite remarkable because it's not often performed. This symphonic piece has got so many specialized instruments in it that it's quite expensive to perform. So it's quite a treat, you know, to go and see this being performed. And it was really wonderful to watch how some musicians would sit quietly for long periods of the music next to their instrument until it was their time to play. You know, like the giant cymbals, that was one of the, and the wind machine. Yeah, did you know there is an instrument that mimics the wind? Yeah, and although it only has a small part, you can't perform the symphony without it. It doesn't happen. because its evocative, dramatic, powerful part is at the climax of the piece. Yeah. Well, it would be like trying to play Beethoven's, the Ninth Symphony with flutes only. You're going to miss something. You're going to lose some of the richness and the power. And the Baha'i teachings hold that actually this is kind of how humanity is. We're all different, but our differences create something beautiful, and our participation is necessary. You got a part to play. I used to play the flute in the symphony when I was a young man, many, many lifetimes ago. And at that time, I was living with my parents, and I would be rehearsing my part, alone at home, getting ready to go and perform. And I remember once my mother was listening from the room next door, and she came in and she said, you know, this part you're playing, it's not very melodic. It's not very catchy. And I laughed and said, well, just you wait until we put it all together, and it'll make sense then, And I think back to that often, the memory of it, well, it's kind of like my life. It's kind of like my spiritual life. Practicing alone, well, it can be lonely and disjointed, And there have been times when I just wanted to quit because I couldn't see or hear or feel the bigger picture or the end result. It wasn't making sense, And I'm thinking about that, how easy it is to quit when I lose the bigger picture. I'm thinking in particular about the founder of Baha'i faith, Baha'u'llah, because he was put, as we heard last week, into prison, in chains, for his beliefs. And while he was there, he wrote letters to the world's most powerful leaders, urging them to accept the oneness of humanity. He was urging them to quit war. He wrote to Napoleon III, he wrote to Queen Victoria, he wrote to Kaiser Wilhelm I, he wrote to Tsar Alexander, he wrote to the Pope at the time, Pope Pius IX, and he was asking them to set aside their rivalries and to pursue disarmament and to work together for the good of all humankind. And I believe most of the letters were either rejected or ignored completely. So I was thinking about him, and I could just imagine if it were me, I would lose courage. Because I get frustrated when I can't see the result of my spiritual work. I want it now, in my timing. Or if I can't track the impact of my contribution, is it making a difference? I can start to doubt myself. But Baha'u'llah, what he was doing, he was planting seeds that would grow into trees, the shade of which he wouldn't sit under, but which would continue to be a benefit to people for generations to come, a message of oneness that society is still catching up with. There's something so powerful in that for me, a reminder not to judge my life or my contribution based on whether the powerful acknowledge it, but rather to judge my life on whether or not I am expressing the full spiritual passion I have for what I'm doing. The walls and chains of the prison and the rejection of his message could not contain and hold his vision small, that vision for humanity. I mean, we continue right now, today, to hear the music that he was making. as inspiration for our own journey, and it's a century later. Now let's stay with this idea of playing in an orchestra or a band, because we've got 3 ideas so far. And first one, each musician practices an individual part on their own. Secondly, on their own in isolation, that part may not make sense immediately. Third, it's when we come together that everything fits together magnificently and something more is revealed. And now here's another important point. We can't separate the music from the musician or from the instrument. Just like we can't separate the dance from the dancer. Or how we would say in our faith tradition, we cannot separate ourselves from the life that creates all. Now, Baha'u'llah and Baha'i was not the only person in faith tradition to have this vision of the unity of all life. Thich Nhat Hanh wrote about it, and he said that no single spiritual tradition holds all of the truth. And he urged people to gather the best wisdom from all of them, because he was confident that if we did that, we would find both the cause of suffering and the way through it. And Ernest Holmes said it this way: so close is the union of creation with the Creator that it is impossible to say where one begins and the other leaves off. Many voices from different traditions pointing in the same direction. And we'll encounter more of this as we move through world traditions this year. Today, we are being invited to consider a truly Baha'i idea. Well, actually one that appears also in other faith traditions, including Buddhism and Hinduism, indigenous traditions, and our own science of mind. And it's this, that you are a necessary and important part of the web of life. Don't forget that. Now, knowing that I am a necessary and important part of the web of all life is good. And what I do with that information is what makes all the difference. Two mutual friends of mine were having a conversation, and the one was standing there in the living room, and he says, pointing at the piano, he's got a big old grand piano, he says, oh, look at this great instrument over here. I look at it often from time to time, and I imagine all the music it could produce, I wonder what it would be like to play it, because I think about it and its potential. And the other friend kind of frowned and looked at him and said, you've got it right here in your home. Why not learn to play it? And after that conversation, the first friend did. He took lessons and he started to play it. And in his playing, he started to reveal what was just an idea in potential before. It's like he set the music free through him. Now that piano story reminds me of the creative potential in all of us, and I'm taking my friend's advice to heart. I have it. Why not use it? What if it's in me like a dormant potential waiting? I like to play with this idea. I can even get a little hyperbolic with it, Like in me, a novel exists. Maybe it's the next New York Times bestseller. And it could be in you too. In me is the answer to bring peace and harmony to my neighborhood, and it could be in you too. it is. In me is the wisdom to heal conflict in my family. And it's in you too. In me is the ability to explore some kind of creative expression, and that ability is in you too. Now, I know, of course, not all of us will express and experience all the same talents in the same ways with the same opportunities. The point is more like this. The creative impulse, which is the divine, belongs to all of us. Are you using it? It's like a little ball of cotton on the end of a plant, perched, ready. What will I do with it? Let me explain. Cotton may be the most effective illustration of oneness and diversity that hides in plain sight in our homes, in this room, in our lives. From one source, from one fiber, one raw material, we get an almost infinite range of expressions. From the rugged durability of denim to the delicate softness of sheets, from the towels that dry our faces to the rugs that warm our feet, all of it cotton. And whatever cotton becomes, denim or lace, it never stops being cotton. I recognize something in that idea for my spiritual life. You know, we can be parents, we can be friends, we can be musicians, we can be farmers, we can be volunteers, we can be children, but we never stop being spirit in expression. Spirit in me is a state of pure potential. I can do so much with it. What will I do with it today? What will I do with it to develop and increase the quality of spiritual life for all? Now that's another Baha'i idea that Reverend Russ introduced to us. That we are developing, growing, evolving, and we've got a part to play in that. What are you doing with your spirituality? Now, as part of the evolution of life, Baha'u'llah called for the removal of whatever causes division or superiority or class hierarchy. Actually, some Baha'i communities really get into this idea, and they describe prejudice as rooted in superstition and false belief. So the claim that some people are fundamentally different or superior, it's considered to be a potential misreading of reality. What? An idea, of course, that is supported by the science of genetics, which undermines any claims of inherent superiority of anyone. Well, that's something to take in this week as a practice, Because you might join me. Notice when you think in terms of us and them this week. I mean, you will. We do. It happens. But if you can catch it, then also take a breath and pause to ask yourself a few questions, something like this. Could there be a different way for me to see this? If I were to look through the lens of oneness, what else might there be here for me to see? Or how does the idea of oneness change the conversation in my head? Or this one, I love this one. As I stand here with whatever it is I'm dealing with, what would oneness have me do? Now, when I ask these questions, they shift something, you know. And when I ask them, I don't always have an answer to them. I notice that it's in the asking of the question, though, that I find something opens in my thinking. A sense of possibility and softness starts to emerge, even while the limitations and the problems may remain in place, you know. Like the man in prison chains who saw the whole world as one family, or the musician practicing alone, trusting that their part is essential to a symphony, or the cotton ball on a plant giving rise to infinite possibilities, or you exploring the potential that is baked into your unique life experience. These are all the same story, and it's your story too. I invite you to breathe in with me as you exhale into a moment of spiritual practice with me. There is only one life, one source, one infinite intelligence humming through the entire universe. It is the great musician, the master weaver, the creative intelligence that held the pen when Baha'u'llah wrote of peace. It is the power that moves the tides of the one ocean, the all-good, the all-presence, the all-one. I recognize that I am inseparable from this one. I am a note in the music. I am a wave in the sea. I am the potential of spirit expressing itself as me. I am one with the source. And through this source, I am one with every person here, in this city, across the planet, in one holy connection. This connection is the ground of all being. From this awareness, then, I speak this word of prayer now for a deepened capacity in me to see more of the oneness of all life. I declare that I am willing and that my spiritual vision is clearing and opening. And in so doing, I hear the harmony even in the presence of discord. And as I move through this week, as a family member in a diverse setting, I move carrying with me in my heart the music we are all making together. This image fills me with gratitude. Gratitude for the recognition that stirs when these truths are shared and spoken. And so I release this, my word, into the creative power of life already blooming in the mind of the infinite. And this word grows like a seed into a tree. It is done. It is certain. It is ready. And so it is. Followed by a breath in and a sigh. There is a clear appreciation for music in Baha'i writings. You heard Reverend Rice reference it in a quote from this little book. Music is described as something that can uplift the soul. Melody and rhythm is thought of being able to help the heart become responsive to spiritual insight. In some Baha'i communities, this means that singing is quite prominent, but it tends to be community singing, repetitive, gentle, contemplative. And because of this, on March the 29th, at both services, we're going to sing for the entire service. We're going to have a kirtan mass, and we will then be doing a musical expression of this message of oneness, so that we not only talk about it, but we'll sing about it together. So I'm letting you know in advance, it'll be a completely different service structure on March the 29th. So you can come to both services, and you will be participating and being lulled into a state of openness to the message of oneness of all humanity through music. A lot of preparation has been put into it, and I can hardly wait to see you on March the 25th. And of course, online, you'll be able to experience it from the comfort of your home too. It is time for our offering, and so I invite the ushers to stand as you prepare your gift by saying after me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and prosper. It does amazing work in the world, and so it is. Ushers, please receive the gift. Hello.
Spirit, guide my day, open my heart to live your way. Teach me to hear your voice, open my mind to the freedom of choice. Oh, Spirit, guide my day, open my heart to live your way, and teach me to hear your voice, open my mind to the freedom of choice. Open my mind to the freedom of choice. Oh, Spirit.
Thank you again for all the gifts that you share with this beautiful community. And thanks again to our incredible band. I love that we get the acoustic version today with 2 acoustic guitars. That's quite lovely. Yes. So today is a very important day. Today is International Women's Day. Yeah, so why don't we take a moment and give a round of applause to all of our fabulous women in our audience. And I also want to give a shout out to all of the women who attended Karen Drucker's Power of Women retreat. That was yesterday. I was here at the center shortly after they ended, and boy, I've never seen so many women that were zenned out that much. It was fabulous. So I'm eternally grateful for every woman who came and enjoyed that retreat with Karen. And I know Karen was absolutely floored with everyone too. So happy International Women's Day. All right, I remember when I had to replace one of the piers on my house before I moved to Santa Rosa. And the contractors, they had to dig really deep before they could pour the new concrete that would hold that pier. And they had to do that because to pour it any higher risked that pier shifting and the foundation being disrupted. Now, I think about this as we approach our upcoming class, Foundations of Science of Mind, because it tells me that a foundation, a good foundation, it requires depth. And that's what this class is designed to provide. Tools that can help us to dig deep into our mind, into our hearts, so that we're able to build a strong, stable foundation that is anchored in love. So if you'd like to pour a new foundation for your heart, or if maybe your foundation has some cracks that need a little repairing, our class begins this Tuesday, March 10 at 6 p.m. And if you're here in person and you have any questions, Peggy Weber is here. She's one of our instructors. I'm sure she is happy to answer all of your questions about that class. Now, for much of my life, I've always had this underlying feeling that there must be something more to life, something beyond my limited experience, something that was unseen, yet I knew was also profound. And I would feel this something when I would go out on a hike in nature, or maybe in a particularly deep conversation, or in the silence of meditation. And seeking this feeling is at the heart of what it means to be a mystic. It's not sequestering myself in a cave to contemplate all of existence for the rest of my days, but rather it's the opening of my heart so that I can actively experience spirit, the spirit that's present in everyday circumstances. And that's what the mystical path, our upcoming class, is all about. It's a Science of Mind class that offers us practical ways that can help us to experience the vastness of spirit no matter where we are. And so through meditation and self-inquiry and rich discussion, Reverend Tara is going to guide you into your own direct experience of the spirit within. So be sure and check that out. And by the way, no caves and no robes are required. Okay. Now, I know that the human body is built to move, and that a strong movement practice can support not just my body, but also my mind. And that's the idea behind our upcoming Awareness Through Movement class that's led by certified Feldenkrais instructors Donna Hoover and Susan Hammond. And in it, through gentle movement, you will learn how you can expand your awareness while also calming your nervous system. And I encourage you to check this out because our staff members have taken that class too when it was offered during the week, and it's like they floated out of the room when they were done. It was quite wonderful. So that's what awaits you in this class. Now, scholarships are available for Foundations and the Mystical Path, and you can apply for those online. But be sure if you want a scholarship, please do that today so that we've got the scholarship all taken care of before you sign up for the class. And you can do all of this on our website. Now, this is a very important announcement. This coming Sunday, March 22nd at 1 p.m. is, well, what's happening? Okay. In 2 weeks. Did I say 2? Oh, that's right. Well, see, this is why I need your help. So in 2 weeks, March 22nd at 1 p.m. is our annual member meeting. And this is a sacred time of stewardship where our members all come together so that we can hear a special update from Dr. Edward about our senior minister search committee, our capital campaign for our roof, and to vote in our new trustees, to share lots of love with our outgoing trustees, and to conduct any business that needs conducting. So we need a quorum to do business. That means we need 15% of all of our membership to attend this meeting so that we can legally do business as a nonprofit. So if you are an active member in our community, please register on our website today, and you will get all set up for that, but you do have to register online. Now, finally, due to some unforeseen circumstances, our Conscious Recovery Workshop that was scheduled for this afternoon is canceled. But don't worry, we are looking for a future date for that workshop. So I just want to say thank you for being a part of our community. And you can continue in this harmonious community with us on Wednesday at 7 p.m. I'm going to be leading an exploration of how we can build a healing spiritual practice that can carry us through any challenges that we encounter in life. So I look forward to seeing you there. Now, our March nonprofit partner is Sonoma County Acts of Kindness, and they are an entirely volunteer-run organization. In fact, some of our members here in our center are part of that organization, and their mission is to provide basic necessities, resources, and advocacy for the benefit of the unhoused and financially underprivileged in our local community. So here is a video from them, and be sure to check them out on their table on your way out today. Have a wonderful week.
Because it is International Women's Day, I am feeling a sense of gratitude for the founding mothers of New Thought. Because when New Thought came into being, it was during a time when almost every field, from sciences to religion, was represented strongly by men. And women have always been the strongest component of the New Thought movement, and we were among the earliest of religious traditions to adopt gender equity as a norm among clergy and representation. And indeed, almost every single New Thought tradition was taught, at least influenced by a founding mother. And so I feel like it's appropriate today to name those early pioneers. They include, Mary Baker Eddy, really, and Emma Curtis Hopkins, of course, and Emily Cady, Myrtle Fillmore, Nina Brooks, and Melinda Kramer. Truly, their lives have contributed to us sitting under the shade of the trees that they planted in consciousness over 100 years ago. So thank you to the spiritual wisdom of women. If there is, thank you. If there is something that is incomplete in you, or if you cried yourself to sleep last night, or if you're working on something in your life and you'd just like some support and working through it, spiritually speaking, please don't go home without taking advantage of our in-the-room prayer support. You can get it. You can also take advantage of it online by visiting our website and going to our confidential Zoom rooms. It's a beautiful gift to give yourself. Here in the room, just go to the back. There, Karen Norton is the host. She will connect you with a licensed prayer practitioner who will listen to your request and then form a spontaneous affirmative prayer for you right there in real time. It's a beautiful way to support your own journey, knowing that someone has your back, spiritually speaking. With that in mind, won't you please stand saying, something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. And life is in my affairs. I think it, I feel it, and I accept it. Just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Know with me that you are never alone, that Spirit is right where you are, that you have only to look within at any moment to know that you're guided, sustained, and empowered by a presence that expresses itself as you in this world. In deepest gratitude, let us live our lives accordingly so that in everything that we do and say and think, we honor this presence within. And so it is. Thank you so much for being here. Let us close in song.
So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy.